PepLink is an SD-WAN specialist, and what I plan to include for you today is a run-through of what makes us special. So just starting with a story, we were approached about 2012 by Jerry McLarty, who is the Director of Cancer Prevention for LSU Health. And he had a problem where he was trying to do mobile mammography in the field, but when he was reaching these people, he had to take the images, bring them back to the hospital, have a radiologist review them, and then the conundrum was actually going back and finding these people who needed the clinical care necessary. So he approached us and said, what I want to do is live mobile mammo in the field, the rural swamps of Louisiana. Can you help me? And there was a lot of throwing stuff at the wall, but ultimately what was created was what now is known as the PepLink HD4, a 4-SIM device. And what made it special is speed fusion. It's actually bonding the cellular signals together to create outsized throughput. And what ended up happening is now what hundreds of hospitals use us to create, which is the ability to download a 6 gigabyte image in under 5 minutes, which used to take them half a day. So you can just imagine the benefits in clinical care that have come from those advancements. Now, it's great to come up here and talk about speed, but really, ultimately, in this case, this was about resiliency and reliability. So as fast as it goes, you think of a mobile mammo image and HIPAA compliance, if a single packet is lost, that image is garbage. It'll look like a shadow on the image, and you ultimately cannot rely on that image. So reliability was the most important thing, and by using the bonded cellular technology, it allowed them to not only quickly, but reliably get those images through so that the clinical care could appropriately be administered. So let me just show you some applications today to understand the products that are at use for this working. So this is the PDX. It's a mobile portability powerhouse. The chassis contains a full functioning HD4 with Ethernet ports, external USB ports, DC input, and AC input. Inside, you've got Ethernet modules that allow you to connect your LAN or your WAN and tap your external ports to either LAN and WAN internal ports. These slots allow you to add and expand the device with more power and more SIM cards. So as 5G comes out, you have modules to upgrade the device. You have power management controllers at the top. You have router management controllers as well. And conveniently hidden inside the case at the top are antennas to boost your signal and maximize throughput. This is a to-go kit you can take anywhere. Now this is the EPX. This is our 15 SIM card router. This is sort of the choice of mobile mammo. And you have the ability to use 15 variety of SIM cards across the device to create either a 40 gigabyte connection or up to 3.8 gigabits of VPN throughput. You also have 8 ports to support 5G Advanced. It has PoE plus 10 gigabyte SFPs, and this LCD module has a SATA port for SSDs, giving you content caching, Docker support, and you can load virtual machines right into this router. Now, speed fusion is ultimately what I wanted to demonstrate, and this we're doing with the SDX in our in-control environment, which is your one pane of glass to control your environment. Speed fusion is about redundancy, so we're going to have an Ethernet cable backed up by 2 cell signals. I'm sorry if this is a little small, but gladly repeat it for you in a live demo anytime. So you can see here these cellular lines are set up in backup mode, and the second the Ethernet fails, the cellular will kick over. So with speed fusion, during that failover, you'll have 0 loss in sessions or even VoIP calls. You'll see here you have 3 active. If you click on a speed test performance, you can run a download test. And again, I apologize how small it is, but you can see that actually the SIMs are all running at the exact same time with the Ethernet as redundancy. Great. So ultimately, what I want the takeaway to be with, I'm glad you let me show you the product, is why this is important and how PepLink figured this out. PepLink considered something very important, which is that you all with your hardware need to be independent of whatever can fail, and that's what they figured out. Ultimately, the struggle is that anything that's dependent on something else, that connection will fail. So PepLink strived to create a device you could connect to your DSL, VSAT, MPLS, cellular LTE signals, so that ultimately you have the most reliable device connecting your network that will never go down. And so I'll finish with one interesting story. We have our client here who is a large local hospital. We outfit all their mobile vehicles, but they came to us with a problem and they said, one of our clinics, tornado came through and the the cable got cut. Can we borrow one of your devices for 3 weeks? And we used an HD4 to get their clinic back up and running. That was last fall. They're still using it today because it's performing better than their legacy network connections. So ultimately, I thank you for listening to the presentation today. We invite you to see our booth. My friend John is here to help you with all your questions. And we would love to do a live demo in your environment to discuss how you can upgrade your network with Peplink. Thank you.